Well, hello, welcome to Storytime. Heho, imut tathkonome. It is good to see you. My name is Sonia, and I'm the Children's Services Coordinator at the Powell River Public Library on Sha'aman territory. Chechahathech tathkwal atin tauk. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Well, next week is Family Literacy Week, and so today and next week as well, I'm going to read stories that touch on aspects of early literacy. And what does that mean? Well, early literacy is not just reading, but setting the foundation for reading. And we do that through play and singing and a whole bunch of other interactions with language on a day-to-day basis. And so today's stories are books about books, stories about stories, and the ways that they function in our lives and enrich our lives, and sometimes are a goofy aspect of our lives. So, are you ready for some stories about stories? Excellent, here we go. The first story that I am going to read is called The Good Little Book. And it is written by Maclear, and the illustrations are by Marion Arbona, and it is published by Tundra books. Look at this boy. He is hanging off an armchair, and what is he doing? He's reading. That's right. The Good Little Book. Once there was a good little book. It had fine printed pages and a simple cover and a strong spine. It sat on a shelf in a study lined with other books. There were thick books and thin books, books for racing through quickly, and books for savoring slowly. Some books were popular, others were less popular. The Good Little Book was neither thick nor thin, popular nor unpopular. It had no shiny medals to boast of. It didn't even own a proper jacket. There it is. A jacket. Did you know that books wear jackets? They do. That's that part that wraps around the outside, just like our jackets wrap around the outside of us. One day, a boy drifted into the study. This boy had just landed himself in trouble and had been sent off to think things over, which is what he did for exactly 12 seconds. Then he began to explore. Seeing that the room was full of ancient stuff that didn't do anything, the boy pulled out the Good Little Book, and with a great sigh, he began to read. The silence of reading slowly filled the room. It spread through the walls and ceilings and spilled into the street. The wind whistled through a crack in the window. The clock ticked in the corner, but the boy didn't notice. The book the boy thought couldn't do anything did many things. It carried him to the deep sea and steered him towards a faraway land. It dazzled him and stumped him and made him laugh and gasp. He read it through, then he turned to the beginning and read it again. Winter came and snow fell on the city. No matter what his days held in store, the boy never tired of reading the Good Little Book. It didn't turn him into a bookish boy or improve his naughty behavior, but it did become a loyal companion, there to see him to sleep and distract him when he had to think things over. Spring came and rain fell on the city. The good little book continued to accompany the boy everywhere until one day something terrible happened. Maybe you can't see the terrible thing that happened, so I'm going to bring it closer. What happened? The good little book, it flew out of his backpack. The boy lost his favorite book. He retraced his steps, searching and searching, hunting for hours, but the good little book was gone. There's the boy all over the place, looking. In his distress, he pictured the worst: fires and floods, bandits and bears. Oh, poor little book. Oh. The boy worried. How would a good and quiet book survive? What would it do if it found itself at the edge of the unknown or among frightful enemies? You see, the good little book did not have skills that would help it to survive in the dangerous wild or in the rushing streets. It wasn't even wearing a proper jacket. That's right, you remembered. If only it were a sensible book of languages or a useful book of information. If only it were loud enough to make itself noticeable. Look at this is it being loud. Wham! Whee! Plonk! Bang! Bang! Have you ever met a book that does that? Bang! Bang! Plonk! Whee! Wham! Help! The boy sought help, but discovered that very few people have time for a lost book, no matter how good or little it might be. He put up posters. He went to places books like to go, until finally he ended up at I'll tell you where. It's a place books love to be. The library. But his book was not there either. Summer came and petals and pollen fell on the city. As the boy waited for the book to turn up, he began to read other books to pass the time. He space traveled, time traveled, and elephant traveled all over the world and beyond. At first it made little difference. No matter how many nearly good books he read, the boy still felt the good little book had been written especially for him. But slowly his heart began to open to other stories. Little did he know that his lost book had been noticed. The animals had noticed. A squirrel thought it might be a thriller. A sparrow thought it might be a romance. A raccoon thought it might be a sandwich. And a cat sat on it to keep it warm. And a little girl had noticed too. Autumn came and leaves fell on the city. The boy was out one morning when something caught his eye. He stopped and opened his mouth to say something. Then he closed his mouth and let the girl and the book go. Why ever did he do that? I guess his heart had opened to other stories, but it didn't really go. You see, a good little book never completely goes away. In the seasons that followed, the boy thought too quiet and helpless to survive in the world did just fine. In fact, you could even say it blossomed. a good little book about how wonderful reading can be in our lives. Well, I have a song called You Read a Book, and it ends up at the library, just like in that story, the boy ended up at the library. Are you ready? Okay. And in this song, I'm going to say flip, 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 like you're turning the pages of a book. And if you want, you can do it along with me. You can flip, turn, clap, flip the pages of the book. So flip, 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 flip. Can you do that? Flip, 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 flip. You got it. Okay. Well, when you wake up in the morning and it's 7:45 and your bed feels good like you want to be late, you read a book, flip, 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 flip. You read a book, flip, 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 flip. You read a book, you read a book, you read a book. When you wake up in the morning and it's 8:45 and you've got a bed head and your eyes want to lie, you read a book. Flip, 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 flip. You read a book. Flip, 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 flip. You read a book. You read a book. You read a book. When you wake up in the morning and it's 9:45 and the rooster is sassing the little red hen, you read a book. Flip, 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 flip. You read a book. Flip, 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 flip. You read a book. You read a book. Clock strikes 2:45 and then you doodle on down to the library to get more books. Flip, 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 flip. Pick up some books. Flip, 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 flip. Look through those books. Find yourself a book. You read a book. There you go. And that is You Read a Book. You doodle on down to the library where there are so many books to share and to read. Okay, are you ready for another book about books? The next book about books that I am going to read is called Read the Book, Lemmings. And it is written by Amy Dyckman and illustrated by Zachariah OHora. They're reading the book upside down. You know, reading takes practice. It takes time to learn to read. Sometimes, usually, we start by being read to. Here we go. This lemming says, wonder what that says. This guy says, me too, ditto. And it says, lemmings, small, fuzzy, illiterate, that means that they cannot read, rodents who share the icy north with Arctic foxes and polar bears. People used to think lemmings jumped off cliffs. Now we know they don't. Read the Book, Lemmings, published by Little Brown and Company. Foxy found a quiet spot to read his book about lemmings. Huh, Foxy said. Says here, lemmings don't jump off cliffs. Jump? I'll jump, said a lemming. Me too, said a second. Ditto, said a third. Geronimo! Huh, said Captain PB. Guess they didn't read the book. Foxy looked. Foxy sighed. Sir, he asked, may I borrow your bucket? Fine, said Captain PB, but your lemmings better not eat my fish. Wet, very wet, called the first lemming. Me too, called the second. Ditto, called the third. Foxy pulled. Foxy dumped. Foxy gave his lemmings names and hats so he could scold them properly. Focus, Jumper, Foxy said. You too, me too. Ditto, ditto. Foxy opened his book. Read the book, lemmings. Huh, said the lemmings. Exactly, Foxy said. The book says you don't. Don't? Asked asked Jumper. Don't what? Jump off cliffs, Foxy said. Jump? I'll jump, said Jumper. Me too, said Me Too. Ditto, said Ditto. Geronimo! You know, said Captain PB, I don't think they read the book. Help, need help, called Jumper. Me too, called Me Too. Ditto, called Ditto. Foxy groaned. I hate to ask again. Oh, take it, grumbled Captain PB. My fish already taste like lemmings. Foxy dumped the lemmings out a little less gently than before. Falling and falling, said Jumper. Me too, said Me Too. Fell, said Ditto. What are you thinking? Foxy yelled. The book says you don't jump. Foxy stopped. Just read the book, Lemmings. Ah, said the Lemmings. They took a look and returned the book. Huh, said Captain PB. Good thing you didn't say jump. Jump? Geronimo! Nope, said Captain PB. They definitely didn't read the book. Sinking, sinking fast, cried Jumper. Me too, cried Me Too. Glub, glubbed Ditto. There was no time to use the bucket. Watch my book, Foxy said. Cannonball! Foxy scooped. Foxy swam. Foxy flopped. Saved, I'm saved, said Jumper. Me too, said Me Too. Ditto opened his mouth. I love you. Thank you, Foxy said. Ditto. Question, Foxy asked. Why didn't you read the book, Lemmings? Can't read, said Jumper. Me neither, said Me Too. I can burp the alphabet, said Ditto. Huh, said Captain PB. That's a good start. I'll teach you to read, Lemmings, Foxy promised. They practiced reading all afternoon. We are lemmings. C is for cliff. Until... Lemmings don't jump off cliffs. Huh! Foxy finally returned to his reading, but Captain PB could not. Where's my paper? Where's his paper? We fly! Ah. The end. Oh, love it, me too, ditto! The end. Oh, lemmings. Well, they learned to read. They already knew their alphabet. That's the first step. So maybe, if you know your alphabet too, we can sing it together. Are you ready? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with the lemmings and me? Very good, very good. And so I also have a rhyme to go with that story. Those lemmings, they kept jumping. They could not take a moment to read that book. I know what that's like. Sometimes you've got the wiggles. So to get the wiggles out, we're going to do a rhyme called Can't Sit Still. And it is by Loris Lisinski from a book called Dirty Dog Boogie. And you can move around with me, but when I say stop, you have to stop. Okay, here we go. No, I can't sit still, never could, never will. Gotta flip, gotta flop, gotta flap until my bones are bouncing and my shoulders shake with a jiggle and a wiggle, and you can't make me stop. Stop, you stopped. Now we're gonna stand. I'm gonna stand, but if I stand up all the way, you can't see me. So you can stand up all the way, and I'll just kind of pretend stand like this, okay? No, I can't stand still, never could, never will. Gotta jig, gotta jolt, gotta jump until I've had enough of leaping and I've had enough of hopping and I'm thinking now of stopping and stop. Very good. I hope that got your wiggles out. You're not going to jump like the lemmings. Okay, so I have another story for you. There it is, by John Agee. And this is published by Dial Books for Young Readers. Rhinoceros over here. And oh, there's a brick fallen out of this wall in the middle of the book. It's right there. There's a wall in the middle of the book. He's saying that. And it's a good thing. The wall protects this side of the book from the other side of the book. This side of the book is safe. Something's disturbed this side of the book. It's a little mouse. And something's happening on this side of the book. There's water. Do you think he knows there's water coming up? I don't think so. The other side is not safe. It is not safe, is what he is saying. But the most dangerous thing on the other side of the book is the ogre. This guy. If the ogre ever caught me, he'd eat me up. There's an eating type thing on his side of the book. I don't think he knows that. That's why I'm glad there's a wall in the middle of the book and that I'm on this side of it. Wait a second, what's going on? This is not supposed to happen on this side of the wall. Oh dear. Pluck. Wow, thank you so much. Oh no, I'm on the other side of the book. And you're the ogre who's going to eat me up. There's some eating happening on this side of the book. Ha, ha, ha. I'm actually a nice ogre, and this side of the book is fantastic. Come on, I'll show you around. Hey, ogre, wait for me. wall in the middle of the book. So just like in that story, that little knight came across to the other side of the book. He learned something about the other side of the book. Books help us learn things. Sometimes we learn things about the world we live in by reading books, or in this case, by being in a book. So I am going to sing a song that you might know. It's called The More We Get Together, and then we'll sing it like The More We Read Together. The more we get together, together, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. For your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. And the more we read together, the more we read together, the happier we'll be. For my books are your books, and your books are my books. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. There you go. Your books are my books, and my books are your books. Where does that happen? At the library. That's right. We don't just keep our books to ourselves. We take them out on our library cards and we bring them back, and then someone else gets to use them. There's a lot of book sharing at the library. So that brings me to my very last book about books. This is called Please Open This Book, and it is by Adam Lehrhaupt with pictures by Matthew Forsythe. And look at, on the cover of this book, this says SOS. That means save our souls. And this says, yes, you, help, help. And this is a Paula Wiseman book. Hello? Finally, quick, someone, turn on the light. You opened the book. We're saved. We're saved. Do you know what happened? Someone closed this book. They just slammed it shut with us inside. SOS. Why would anyone close a book? Especially a really good book like this one. You should leave it open. Look at that. Look, that crocodile looks like he got kind of beat up when the book closed. This is what happens when you close a book. And he's been in there for days. The worst part, they completely destroyed this perfectly good banana. We worked hard for that banana. We saw who did it. He looks just like this. Have you seen him? Wanted. This guy. We're still fixing things from last time, so you should leave this book open. Just put it down. Step away from the book. Should we step away from this book? Oh no, you want to know what happens, right? Okay, well, let's find out. We can change the story. We'll write something with a hero and a heroine. You'll like it. It will be a good story. Let's see what this story says. Banana, 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 banana. Banana, banana, banana. You'll want to leave it open. Banana, banana, banana. Banana, banana. What a story. You turned another page. Don't you know what will happen? If you keep turning the pages, you'll close the book. We'll be trapped again. Turn the page. You wouldn't do that to us, would you? We'll be good. Promise. have this banana. There's still a little left. The other half was tasty. Do you want the banana? Oh, okay. You could get stuck too. Did you think about that? Don't be this person. Don't be a book closer. Oh dear. Don't be a book closer. Stop! Don't turn this page. You're almost at the end. Warning, end of book. If you go any further, we can't go with you. But I need to know what happens, don't you? Oh, you turned it. Don't make the light go out. We aren't ready. One more page and this book will be closed. We did it. We closed them in again. Oh dear. Well, I mean, they worked hard for what? That banana. So I thought we could sing a song about apples and bananas. You might know it. It goes A. Can you say A, E, I, O, U? Those are vowels. And this song plays with them. Starts like this. I like to eat apples and bananas. I like to eat apples and bananas. And now A, are you ready? I like to eat apples and bananas. I like to eat apples and bananas. And I like to eat apples and bananas. I like to eat apples and bananas. And I like to eat apples and bananas. I like to eat apples and bananas. And I like to apples and bananas. I like to apples and bananas. And I like to apples and bananas. I like to apples and bananas. And let's do it normal one more time. I like to eat apples and bananas. I like to eat apples and bananas. Very good. I like to eat apples and bananas. A song by Raffi. And well, guess what? That was our very last book about books. So next week, I'm going to read some stories that have lots of playing with words in them. And this week was books about books. So we'll see you soon, but first I'll sing a song. Goes like this. So long, it's been good to see you. So long, it's been good to see you. So long, it's been good to see you. I'll see you again next week for more stories. Bye.